Hello and welcome to the glorious Monza GP circuit, where we are hosting today the West Wales Karting virtual race in the Formula A cars based on the 2011 Formula 1 cars. And as you can see here, the grid looks like Alex CDL. He took pole position by a couple of tenths from Crazy Stewpot, who was just ahead of Scuderia Sam in third. Stuart Davis lines up in fourth ahead of D-Man 221. Cherry Berry and Baz the Ninja line up on row 3, and then Big Bad Wolf and the Unfixed Roan start in 8th and 9th position. And we'll see how they get on here at this historic racetrack. And they're on the grid now. We're waiting for the lights. And it's go here at Monza. And Alex has a terrible start from pole position. He's slow to get away, and Crazy Stewpot streaks into the lead, and Scuderia Sam there is up into third on the inside, and he's looking down, but Stuart Davis comes down the inside of all of them, and there's contact, and that's Scuderia Sam around, and Stuart Davis carries on, and now he's made contact again here with the Unfixed Roan, I think it might be. Oh, there's a massive crash, and there's a few cars involved here. And it's a really messy start here at Monza. We'll see the replay here, Stuart.
Yes, I think caught out by the early braking of turn 1, maybe should have been a little bit more cautious. And yeah, you can see cars within an inch there, and yeah, whether or not he even made the corner without contact, I'm not sure. But yeah, definitely a bit of a messy start all round there.
Yeah, definitely, and you can see those curves there taking a pound in, and we're looking at Unfixed Roan just gets completely clobbered in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's literally the definition of wrong place, wrong time there from Unfixed Roan. And unfortunately he's back to 9th, Stuart Davis is back to 8th, and now we're looking at the lead. So in all of that, Cherry Berry in that blue and white liveried car has got into the lead. Alex CDL has recovered back to 2nd after a slow getaway, and the Scuderia Sam, despite his spin, he's up into 3rd, but all carnage going on, and they're all going off at the exit here of the Ascari chicane, which is a tricky chicane to get right, isn't it, Stuart?
Yeah, very tricky. If you run slightly wide mid-corner, it sort of puts you out for the exit onto the straight, and it's so important to get a good exit up the straight, as Big Bad Wolf's finding out now, and he's got D-Man all over the back of him going into the Parabolica, and he's run wide.
Oh, yeah, he runs a little bit wide. He might have gotten the dirty air of the car in front, because these cars are very susceptible, aren't they, to following other cars closely, especially through Parabolica, which is a long, fast corner.
Yes, yeah, you get too close to the car in front, you just like real Formula 1, you experience that dirty air, and you just understeer and yeah, just slide off the circuit. And yeah, Big Bad Wolf coming under pressure from Stuart Davis, who's starting to recover.
Yeah, Big Bad Wolf there in that yellow and black vehicle, and we've got Stuart Davis all over the back of him now, so we'll see if he can find a way past. But Alex CDL is trying to find a way past in his Jaguar look-alike Formula car just there. He's in the mirrors of Cherry Berry, and you can see kind of like they're a bit separated by a second or so between the top 3 and maybe top 4 even, as well as Crazy Stewpot in the background there. And this is all due to this dirty air, but Monza has these incredibly long straights, and this is what's going to keep these cars together in the tow, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, and based on just like the Formula 1 cars of 2011, as you said, what these are based on. In the background there, that's D-Man 221 and Baz the Ninja, and they come together.
Oh, and they're both off in the kitty litter there in Ascari. And and D-Man has spun around. He lit up the rear on the grass, and he's gone round, and now he's trying to recover. It looked a bit like Sebastian Vettel's incident there, actually.
Yeah, I think he demonstrated a bit more awareness than Vettel. Didn't decide to drive out in front of the oncoming cars.
And look at this, Stuart. Look at this. Major implications here, because Cherry Berry has run wide in Parabolica, and now they're side by side. Cherry Berry and Alex is just in the lead slightly. But who's going to brake later? Cherry Berry's in the slipstream now. Is he going to dive down the inside? The DRS is open, as you can see, and he's got him into the corner there. But is he going to hold it? Yes, he just about made it. And there's Scuderia Sam. Oh, he's been passed by Stewpot. Look.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe Sam ran wide in the Parabolica. And yeah, around Curva de Grande, and it's yeah, still side by side by the two leaders.
Yeah, side by side now coming into the second chicane, and it's Alex EDL who's got the lead. And we switch away here to look at Scuderia Sam around the outside of Crazy Stewpot, and that was a great move there on Stewpot, and some good racing not to run into each other there.
Yeah, Sam put a lot of faith in Stewpot not to outbrake himself and drive into the side of him there. That's yeah, slightly reminiscent of 1998 Schumacher and Hakkinen going through the same corner there as Stewpot runs wide.
Yeah, Stewpot's trying some rally crossing, but that's not a good idea in these cars, especially if you've got your DRS open. And it's worth noting that these cars have got DRS and KERS, haven't they? So it's a a double whammy of power down the straight.
Yeah, and you're allowed to use DRS at any point on the circuit as long as your foot is flat to the floor on the throttle. So there's a lot of time advantage to be found if you can get the DRS open early and have a nice stable car on the corner exits.
Yeah, now we're looking at Stuart Davis. He's in the slipstream of Baz Ninja there, I think it is, just up ahead, and he decided not to pull out into Parabolica, and he's going to have a go down the main straight now. And we're having a look, he's all over the back, and I think he should be in the toe here and close enough to have a go into turn 1. Is he gonna have a go? If I know Stuart Davis, he certainly will have a go.
Yeah, and he decided to back out of that one. I think Baz Ninja outbraked himself slightly there, maybe a little bit cheeky getting on the power and pulling out. Yeah, it looks like he pulled out a bit of a gap there, but let's allow an unfixed throne to stay in touch with these guys.
Yeah, where on earth did Baz Ninja go? It looked like he must have hit 88 miles an hour and the flux capacitor must have gone off because he's just disappeared into another time zone.
Yes, yeah, and it's D-Man 221 in 8th place, and I believe that Big Bad Wolf has already been disqualified just 4 laps into the race.
That is an absolute shame. I don't know what happened to Big Bad Wolf. Have you got any news, Stuart, on that one?
From what I know, he got it all wrong coming out of the Parabolica, lost the rear end, and basically just went flying into the pit lane and unable to slow down.
That is a big shame, actually. That is, and the pit lane here at Monza is coming off a very high-speed corner, as you said there, off Parabolica, which is one of the most famous corners on this circuit. They're going through it now. Look, Cherry Berry, and he's closed back up on Alex a little bit. He's in the slipstream. And I don't think he's going to be close enough here into turn 1, but you can see there's Scuderia Sam as well with his drive reduction system open on the rear wing, and he is also in the slipstream. So this is a fantastic 3-way battle for the lead. Oh, and there's Cherry Berry, and as he made it stick, he just about makes it stick. Look, that is an incredible move, and Alex CDL gets disadvantaged there in the middle of the first chicane, and that allowed Scuderia Sam back through too. Yeah,
almost looks as though Alex CDL forgot where he was supposed to be braking, and the closing speed was massive there, and Cherry Berry actually did well to miss him, let alone make the corner. So, yeah, fantastic driving. And he's under pressure now from Scuderia Sam, who's managed to gain a bit of time through all that melee. And again, don't discount Crazy Stupot. He's having a fine race in 4th there.
Definitely, and look how close this is for the lead here. Scuderia Sam looks down the inside. Oh, and they make contact in the second Lesmo. But Cherry Berry just about stays ahead there. And now they're heading down the straight towards the Ascari chicane. The Ascari chicane is one of the trickiest corners on the circuit, in my opinion.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Like I said, if you get the first bit wrong, you run wide in the second section, and then you're just all over the place. And coming onto the straight looks.
And then you've got this massive long straight which you lose time on too, and someone could easily breeze past you there.
Yeah, especially with Kurz and DRS, and it looks like in the background that's Stuart Davis and Baz the Ninja carrying on their battle.
Yeah, they're having a fantastic battle. They're only 7 seconds off the lead, so not by any means out of it, as we're on lap 5 of 23 here. And there's Baz the Ninja. He's run a bit wide though. Yes, he's run wide in Parabolica. I think there's a bit of lagging going on too. His car seems to be jerking about all over the place, and there's Stuart Davis now coming down the inside. They're side by side, wheel to wheel on the straight here at Monza. So they start lap 6, and Stuart Davis dives down the inside of Baz Ninja, who outbrakes himself. They both outbrake themselves, and they're both doing some lawn mowing, and they carry on, but Baz Ninja's floored it, and now look at this, Scuderia Sam, and Alex come together, and Alex flips the car over, and he's on the outside of Curva Grande. What on earth happened there?
Difficult to tell coming from that angle there. Sort of happened a bit quickly, cut to the action quite late. I'm sure we'll get a replay some point, but Alex CDL, he has recovered, and he's lost out to both Baz the Ninja and Stuart Davis, but here we go. And
yeah, talk us through this, Stuart.
Yeah, it looks like Scuderia Sam's just got on the curb there, pushed him out wide, and Alex CDL unfortunately has nowhere to go. So
that is a massive shame, because it was a fantastic battle between those two as well, and with Cherry Berry. And Alex CDL, he's a very quick driver. Of course, he got pole position, so hopefully he'll be able to claw his way back. He's 10 seconds off the lead now though, so unless he can get into the slipstream of Stu Davis just up in front, I think it's going to be a long, hard race from here on in. But we've still got a fantastic battle for the lead, haven't we, between Cherry Berry, Scuderia Sam and Crazy Stupot, with Baz Ninja and Stuart Davis keeping a watching brief a few seconds back as well. So it's all to play for here with just 6 laps gone.
Oh yes, still a long way to go, and we know from history Cherry Berry and Scuderia Sam, they've had some seriously Yeah, close and aggressive battles for first and second places in previous races, going all the way back to Imola, Silverstone. So yeah, they know each other very well. They will race each other as hard as they possibly can. And yeah, Cherryberry, I think he'll know Scuderia Sam's probably got the legs on him in terms of outright pace, but consistency may well be able to, might be able to see Cherryberry stay ahead.
You can never count out Crazy Stewpot in any race, can you? He is a machine.
Oh, definitely, Crazy Stewpot. He's always there or thereabouts. To be fair, he's either driving really well or causing absolute chaos. There doesn't seem to be much of an in-between. And
Baz Ninja's off again, look. Yeah, Baz Ninja, that's going wide. Oh, and look, Stuart Davis down the inside. And he gets him before the Lesmo won. He was even cheekily able to get back on the racing line. So now Baz Ninja has it all to do to try and get back past Stuart Davis. He kept him off for a long time, though, in fairness to him. You know, he might have taken a couple of shortcuts on route, but he managed to stay ahead of Stuart Davis for quite a while, and now he's going to try and stay in a slipstream as we switch back and look at D-Man 221. And the strategies here are going to be crucial, because these cars with 760 horsepower and 330 newton meters of torque are going to absolutely chew through those tyres.
Yes, yeah, I mean, we're on lap 7 now, and we know that Cherryberry, he was saying in practice, come about lap 8, he was losing up to a second or two a lap, so yeah, tyre strategy is going to be very interesting. They're definitely going to have to make a tyre stop. Whether or not some drivers go for a 2-stop, I'm not sure. There's the option of change to the hard tyres, which drivers can select at any point during the race. And of course, fuel-wise, there's no real strategy, as the cars are all set, filled up, ready to do the full race distance in one go. Certainly save time in the pits, but yeah, with the two different compounds of tyres, the hard tyre is definitely, it'll do a full race, but it's a good second and a half a lap slower. So whether or not you want to put yourself in that position and have the faster field coming at you later, I don't know, but I think if the drivers can eke it out to maybe lap 10 or 11, they might have a chance at doing a one-stop on the soft tyres.
Yeah, definitely, because that would give them, that's about halfway through the race, isn't it? So yeah, they could certainly do that, a one-stop or on soft tyres, and like you say, the fuel tanks are plenty big enough. I'd imagine all of these guys have got full tank of fuel on board to start this race, as we see Stuart Davis cornering the second Lesmo there going onto the straight. But it'll be interesting to see if anyone tries to hang on a little bit to these tyres for as long as possible, or some people might pit early to try and get an undercut on fresh tyres, as we see in Formula 1 racing as well. So yeah, we'll see how all this pans out as we're looking at the leaders. Cherryberry holds a 2-second advantage over Scuderia Sam, with Crazy Stewpot a few seconds further back. And yeah, Stuart, this circuit is an incredible circuit. It's got so much history and also tragedy, hasn't it?
Yes, yeah, obviously, I think it was the scene of certainly Jochen Rindt, and I believe was it Wolfgang von Trips as well. Some unfortunate driver fatalities there, but we've seen some amazing races over the years as well. The closest finish in Formula 1 history, as well as obviously I believe it was Nicky Lauda's fantastic return in Ferrari in 1976 after his fiery crash. And obviously mentioned 98 Italian Grand Prix with Michael Schumacher and Mika Hakkinen having a fantastic fight. And obviously it was the scene of Schumacher's last win for Ferrari in 2006 as well.
I would have to correct you on that one. It was China in 2006. I only know that because I'm a big Schumacher fan. But it was a fantastic weekend, because he retired on this weekend, didn't he, the Italian Grand Prix 2006, and he announced it in the press conference afterwards. And I remember as a kid being absolutely gutted, because I was the biggest Schumacher Ferrari fan. Yeah,
of course I remember Schumacher back, vaguely, when he was in his Benetton. So yeah, he's 22 years his career spanned in all this. Quite incredible.
You're showing your age now, Stuart.
Yeah, just a bit. And do you happen to know how many Italian Grand Prix victories he had in that time?
Oh, that is a good question. I don't know, how many?
No idea.
Oh, right. I was looking forward to the answer.
No, but I certainly remember. 98 and 2006 were two of the best ones.
Yeah, definitely. I think Schumacher maybe had 5 wins here in total, but I don't know. That's just me guessing. But yes, quite sadly, guess how many drivers have been killed on this track over the years? 1922, this circuit was built. It's the third oldest purpose-built race circuit in the world after Indianapolis and Brooklands.
No idea. 13.
52.
Wow.
I know, that is incredible. And 35 spectators as well. I think some might have been involved in that Wolfgang von Tripp's accident, which is a horrendous accident coming up to Parabolica. But yeah, through all of those sad times as well, there's been, as you mentioned, Stuart, some of those fantastic memories that we have, and hopefully this circuit will remain for many years to come on the Formula 1 calendar as well.
Yes, yeah, of course. There was talk a few years ago of losing it to Imola, but I believe the organisers at Monza managed to strike a deal with Bernie Ecclestone, and yeah, keep the track on the calendar for a few years still to come.
Yeah, and it's got the best podium too, with all the Tifosi fans underneath, and although there's no red car here, Scuderia Sam normally goes for the red car. He's gone for one with some red on it, so I bet he's hoping he'll be able to, well, virtually, imaginary stand on that podium at the end. But he's chasing hard here after Cherry Berry. He's just 6/10 behind now, so he's closed that gap back up. As we see Stewpot, look, Crazy Stewpot's in the pits, so he's going to try the undercut. This might work in his favour if he can get those fresh tyres and get some lap time up on the two ahead, who are going to be battling now because there's only 4/10 between them.
Yeah, although this is absolutely on the cusp, it's neither a one-stop strategy nor a two, so yeah, he's absolutely in the middle there somewhere. But it'll be interesting to see what he does, and we've got Alex CDL in as well, and Baz the Ninja, I think, has come in too. So yeah, I was just about to say, Alex, he wasn't really making much of an impression on Baz, so although he's dropped back from Stuart Davis, he's managed to hold Alex CDL at bay for now. So yeah, good driver by Baz, very consistent, and yeah, there he is, leaving the pit lane now.
Yeah, he's made some errors, but he's managed to stay on the grey bit for the most part, hasn't he? And crucially, facing the right way. Yeah,
that does tend to help, as yeah, a few drivers recently seem to have had an issue there, and that's Scuderia Sam right on the back of Cherry Berry going through the Roja.
Oh, and there's a big incident there. Scuderia Sam, I think, got caught up with the acceleration difference of Cherry Berry, who got on the curb, and he was slow, but look, Cherry Berry's off, and Scuderia Sam takes the position in the middle of the Lesmo corners. So Scuderia Sam now takes the lead, and Cherry Berry's going to be chasing hard, and like you said earlier, these two have got a lot of history between them in the virtual races already, so it's a fantastic battle going on here now.
Yes, yeah, and I think Cherry Berry's too far to have a go now. He's certainly weaving around all in Sam's mirrors. But yeah, he's not going to want to let him go anytime soon. Like I said, I think Sam's got more outright pace, but Cherry Berry, he's relentless, and I don't think he's going to let him have an easy time of it.
And one thing that might swing this battle is, I might be preempting what's going to happen here a little bit, but Scuderia Sam hasn't done any race sims. Normally, a lot of the drivers, they would do like a race sim beforehand, as we see Cherry Berry pitting now, to find out like how long these tyres last, but he hasn't done any of these, so how does he know?
No, apart from obviously he'll have the tyre gauge and the fact that other drivers are pitting around him. Like I said, Crazy Stewpot may have thrown it all a little bit wide open by pitting so early, but yeah, we've got Cherry Berry in now, and the end of lap 11 right on cue for a one-stopper, and yeah, Stuart Davis there as well. So Crazy Stewpot.
These guys will... Sorry, Stuart, go on.
Yeah, so Crazy Stewpot now, he is the next car in line behind Cherry Berry in terms of drivers sort of coming back into sync after their pit stops, and he's done him. He's got him.
Yeah, Cherry Berry coming out ahead of Crazy Stewpot there as they break for turn 1. And yeah, I was going to say that these drivers obviously will be looking at who is making pit stops around them, knowing that these fresher tyres are going to yield more lap time. And they don't want to be undercut, do they? So they're going to have to stop earlier as well. And they all might be struggling for grip near the end.
Well, that's the thing, yeah. The longer you can hang on to... Oh, and there's Alex CDL. He's battling Baz the Ninja, and he's finally managed to get the move done. So well done, Alex. He can now get on up the road and chase after the top 4, who he was part of before. I say top 4, it's actually top 5, but we've still got Unfixed thrown in there. He's 20 seconds off the lead. And yeah, driving a tidy race after his getting caught up in the shenanigans of turn 1. But
yeah, definitely. He's well known now for driving tidy races, and so is Scuderia Sam, although he's had a few messy ones as well. And he is 35. Well, he was just over 35 seconds ahead of Cherry Berry. So we'll watch that gap now to see when Scuderia Sam pits, because he's still out there at the moment, and he might be losing some time here to Cherry Berry, which he can't afford to do because he's only a second or so ahead of him when Cherry Berry pitted. As we saw Unfixed Throne finally pitting too from second place, we'll see where he comes back out. And there's D-Man going through the Ascari chicane there. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see now this gap. It's coming down, look, Stuart. It's 32 seconds now. Why isn't he pitting?
Yeah, I can only assume that he's thinking that at the moment he's still got enough of a gap, but also that the advantage of fresh tyres at the end of the race will actually be quite a sizable advantage.
Yeah, definitely, because these tyres, they do tend to fall off a cliff a little bit, don't they?
Yes, yeah, you'll find the performance will drop off sort of gradually, and then all of a sudden you'll just have zero grip, zero tyre temperature at all, and you'll really just suddenly start to struggle. And Unfixed Throne he's jumped Baz the Ninja as well. So
yeah, fantastic strategy from Unfixed Throne there. Very good.
Yeah, and I think lap time wise, he's actually he's been a little bit quicker than D-Man, who's just round the corner up the road. So yeah, just a couple of seconds between the two of them. I wouldn't discount those two having a tasty little fight at some point in the near future.
Absolutely, and we're only on lap 13 of 23 here, so 10 laps still to run. And as you say, Unfixed Throne is just a couple of seconds away from D-Man 221. He's got lots of time to catch him. They've both made their stops. And yeah, game on for 6th and 7th positions here. As we see Crazy Stewpot now, he is just behind Cherryberry, so these two might be battling soon. And Scooter Sam's actually pulled out another couple of seconds on Cherryberry, so perhaps the tyres aren't falling off quite yet, and maybe this is what's leading him to stay out longer.
Yeah, I think the fluctuations in lap time there, I think it's just different strategies regarding the curve system and when they're deploying the extra power. So yeah, if Cherryberry's using more of his on the straight, Scooter Sam might be using his to make up for deficiencies in the cornering with his worn tyres, so that could explain the fluctuations.
And the problem will be, Stuart, I think, is the traction zones coming out of these chicanes. Of course, at one time, back before, in the 50s, 60s, where it was a lot more dangerous racing on the circuit, it was very high speed, they didn't have these chicanes. They didn't have really traction zones. But from the 70s onwards, because of safety, they've added these chicanes in, bit by bit. I think Ascari might have been the first one to be added in there. Since then, you've got all these traction zones, and as you see, Stuart Davis clobbering a curve. And it's going to absolutely wreck the tyres, and when you've got no grip, you're going to struggle to get up to speed, aren't you?
Oh yes, yeah, and the straights are so long, any time that you lose at the beginning of the straight, it's just multiplied tenfold by the time you get to the next braking zone. So yeah, it's imperative. Sometimes you're actually better off taking a little bit less corner entry if you're unsure. A lot of the drivers I know, they're taking very steady entries into this chicane here at Ascari, just to make sure that they can get on the power nice and early through around the curbs there and onto the back straight. Yeah, there's just no point trying to chuck it into a corner too quickly and then just making a complete mess of it, and then lose time on the straights.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And as we know, like racing, all these drivers, they race at Westfield's karting regularly, and one of the key things is not only just to keep up your speed in the corner, but also to go slow in and fast out, and never has that been more important than at Monza.
Oh yes, yeah, and arguably maybe even more important at Westfield's karting, with it being a very short circuit, plenty of corners. You've got to maximise entry and exit speed at every opportunity. So that's one of the main things taught to the junior club drivers is, in theory, slow in, fast out, and then you leave them after a while find their own way. And before you know it, they're setting blistering times and carrying speed absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. And see Stuart Davis seems to like clobbering that inside curb, doesn't he? Getting the car up on two wheels there. It's a good thing they build the suspension strong at Westwell's karting liveried cars, clearly. And Scooter Sam's still out there, look. He's just 31.7 seconds. He probably should be thinking about pitting soon with just 8 laps left to go, if he's going to give himself enough time at the end to catch Cherryberry on fresh tyres, should he come out behind.
Yeah, he's lost a good 3 seconds so far, and obviously a lot of these guys will be on the chat together, and Big Bad Wolf, who's obviously was disqualified at the end of lap 2, he's been chatting away, keeping a tab on everything, keeping drivers abreast of exactly what's going on over the chat there with a cup of tea. And yeah, he's certainly, from what I can remember, he was keeping Cherryberry abreast of exactly where Scuderia Sam was quick, where he was slow, and yeah, just generally being a helping hand while having a cup of tea on the sidelines.
Perhaps that's why he got disqualified, so you could have a cup of tea early.
You know what, knowing Big Bad Wolf, I'd be inclined to agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him, and I hear they do very nice tea as well in Monza. So yeah, probably that was the reason, I reckon, because he's a good driver, I think Big Bad Wolf is, and the only way that could sway him from a race is a cup of tea. So that must be it. As we ride on board now with Crazy Stewpot in third, and he's going through the Ascari chicane. It's great to get an on-board shot here through Ascari. You can see those curbs waiting to take you out, and That was good time when I said that, because that's exactly what's happened to Crazy Supot now. Oh, he nearly got taken out there by Stuart Davis as well. I think he just clobbered that inside curb, didn't he? He probably got on the throttle a little bit too early, perhaps even, or mistimed his turn into the corner, because that's not worked out at all for him there.
No, and there's Cherry Berry. He has just gone through into the lead, and yeah, I was going to say, just before Crazy Supot had his incident, Scuderia Sam actually lost 4 seconds on his in-lap, so I think he's blinked a lap too late, to be honest with you there.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. Scuderia Sam has certainly pitted way too late here. He's suffering from not doing his race sim homework. Cherry Berry has done his homework, and he is way out in the lead now, 7 seconds. But it's still all to play for here, because Scuderia Sam's not going to have fresh rubber. He's going to have the bit between his teeth, isn't he? And he's going to try and hunt Cherry Berry down with just 6 laps to go.
Yeah, of course, Cherry Berry's tyres now, they are a solid 6 laps old, so yeah, in theory, Sam should have good pace advantage, and his Crazy Supot sort of recovering from, well, just giving another curb a clonk just to make sure it's working properly. But looking back down the field now as well, there's only it's about 1.6, 1.7 seconds behind D-Man and Unfixed Throne at the moment. So Baz the Ninja has dropped back a fair way. Yeah, he's a good 7 seconds behind us now, and D-Man's gone wide as well. And Unfixed Throne too.
D-Man's run off. And Unfixed Throne, yes, that's right, Stuart. Unfixed Throne just off in the grass there, coming through. He clobbered one of the barriers. Oh, that's Stuart Davis. He's off in the barrier on the exit of Ascari, and you saw Alex running wide as well, but he's got past him. They're all running wide through there.
Yeah, Stuart Davis will be absolutely kicking himself for that one. That was a good recovery drive to come back from his first corner shenanigans to be back up in the podium positions. And yeah, he's just clipped the inside curb there, got it all wrong. And you can just see bouncing around all over the place, and nose first, well, side on into the barriers, and very angry driver there, I think.
Absolutely, and we'll see Alex CDL just flashing through there in the green car, or we would have, and Stuart Davis, like you were saying earlier, when you get the first bit of Ascari wrong, it tends to have a knock-on effect, and you lose it all the way through, don't you? Yeah,
although that was quite an extreme version of having difficulty through the corner. That was quite an incident there. But yeah, his Scuderia Sam now, he has absolutely got the bit between his teeth, and he's although I say that his last lap was it was a good couple of seconds slower than Cherry Berry, so not quite sure what happened there, but he certainly looks like he's pushing very hard now.
Yeah, he must have had a mistake somewhere, I think, on that last lap, because he's thrown away a couple of seconds there, which he can't afford to do, because he's running out of time. There's only 5 laps left here as Cherry Berry comes up to start lap 19 of 23, going through Parabolica there.
And saying that as well, I think D-Man 221's back ahead of Unfixed Throne as well.
And it's all kicking off here. Yes, Stuart, you're right. D-Man's ahead of Unfixed Throne, and he's a good 5 seconds ahead of him, look, so... Yeah, Unfixed Throne must have had an issue too. Yeah, he's only a few seconds ahead of Baz the Ninja now as well, so... Yeah, I'd say, the fight at the rear of the field is certainly not over by any means. And where we're looking now, Stuart Davis, he's less than a second behind Alex CDL at the moment, but... I don't know, Alex, he was very, very quick at the start of the race, so I think he's got the legs on Stuart Davis, so... Yeah, I'd fully expect Alex to maintain third position there, but... Yes, Cherry Berry, he's holding Scuderia Sam back. The gap's 3.5 seconds, so yes, it's almost a second lap at the moment, but that slow lap from Scuderia Sam might just save Cherry Berry there. Yeah, possibly, because that would have given him another couple of seconds up the road, and he's just 3.4 seconds. You see how hard Cherry Berry is pushing here, coming onto the straight. His tyres are clearly going off, as we've seen someone running wide in the back there. Who was that, Stuart?
Not sure, to be honest with you. We've got Crazy Supot running wide there as well.
Yeah, someone else was off, I think. But anyway, everyone's facing the right way by the looks of it, and carried on. And Stuart Davis, look, coming down the straights down towards not Parabolica, Ascari. And you see Alex flashing through. So yeah, Alex has definitely got the legs on Stuart coming through here on this circuit as well. It's not always been the case on all of the circuits, although Alex is a quick driver, of course, so is Stuart. But it's a shame Alex was taken out of the fight there early on in the race, because we would have a 3-way battle at the moment here.
Yes, and once again, this is the joys of sim racing. There's always incidents, but with no damage, at least everybody's able to continue onwards. And speaking of that as well, Unfixed Throne is continuing onwards as well. He's only about a second behind D-Man 221 now, as we have quite a cool shot of Scuderia Sam going through Curve de Grande.
Yeah, he didn't get on the curb this time, thankfully, and yeah, it's a very good shot this is, isn't it? Fantastic shot. The cameraman must be a very fast runner and also very brave to get those shots. And you can see him going through the Roger chicane. Oh, it's not actually Roger, is it? What's it called?
Roja.
Roger, sorry, that was it. Terrible Italian pronunciation. And now we got the same shot for Stuart Davis. Look at that. Incredible. In that West Wales Karting liveried car. And Stuart Davis now, what would he be thinking right now? He's had a terrible start. He's trying to keep hold of Alex. Is he literally just trying to hope that someone up ahead makes a mistake and try and keep hold of Alex, or do you think he's settled for fourth here?
He's probably thinking, what are they going to stick it in the wall for? No, he'll be pretty much just sort of watching the timing screens and watching Alex ahead, just waiting for any kind of mistake or any opportunity. But he'll also know that he's built up a bit of a good gap behind to Crazy Stewpot, so to a certain degree he won't be risking anything, won't be pushing too crazy. And as Unfixed Throne now, he's dropped back again. He's 8 seconds off D-Man 221 again, so yeah, he must another scruffy lap there, and he's falling back into the clutches of Baz the Ninja, who's he's come along very nicely there. He's had a couple of incidents, but he's still in the race, still going along and ready to capitalise on any incidents up ahead, I think.
Yeah, Baz Ninja's just bit by bit clawing his way towards the Unfixed Throne. The Unfixed Throne will be looking in his mirrors thinking, oh, this isn't good news here, there's just a couple of laps to go, I better not make another mistake. But he's certainly not going to catch D-Man 221 with just a couple of laps left and 10 seconds behind. And I think the positions look like they're going to be settled here for, Stewpot is a good few seconds off from Stuart Davis, so it looks like he's settled for 5th. And D-Man settled for 6th, so the battles here, I think first and second, look, just 2.5 seconds between Scuderia Sam and Cherryberry, so if Cherryberry makes a mistake here, well, just one mistake, it will cost him the win.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to keep his head over, but we know Cherryberry, he's a cool character, it takes a lot to fluster him, and over the chat as well, he'll be, not that it'll help him particularly much, but if he does have any concerns, he will be able to chat it through with his fellow racers. And as I said, there's Big Bad Wolf, he'll be keeping everybody abreast of what's happening. Of course, Scuderia Sam, he doesn't take part in the chat. That may well contribute to his fantastic normal race results. But that remains to be seen. But another brave cameraman here taking on filming duties of Cherryberry, and that from a distance, this car does sort of remind me slightly of the 1994 Benetton that Michael Schumacher drove to victory in. Was it 7 races in 1994?
Something like that, yeah. It was obviously it was a sad season, 1994, but that Benetton was a strong car, and yeah, it is quite reminiscent of that vehicle, isn't it? And look, it's coming down now 2 seconds, and I think, do you know what? I think Scuderia Sam might be in this dirty air we were talking about now, trying to battle his way through it, and unless Cherryberry makes a mistake here and puts Scuderia Sam well in his slipstream, he might have this one nailed with just 1 lap to go here.
Yeah, of course, Scuderia Sam's tyres now, they're going to be well over halfway through the best of their life, so Cherryberries, they shouldn't be too bad. They'll be on their way down to the canvas. You'll probably be able to chew through them by the end, but he's done a good race, very well managed. He hasn't been massively quick. He certainly hasn't opened up any gaps to any other drivers other than through their mistakes, but he's kept it on the straight and narrow, and he's driven very, very well.
You say that, Stu, he hasn't been massively quick, and that would be my initial thoughts as well, but looking at the timing screen, he is actually the quickest driver on the circuit apart from Scuderia Sam, who has much fresher tyres. So he's certainly got the pace to stay there, I think, ahead of... It's not a big difference in pace we're looking at here, is it?
No, as I said, the tyre deltas will be starting to even out a little bit now, and as you said, the dirty air will be there as well. And also you'll find as Cherryberry, the more practice he gets each lap, he'll know the circuit more, know the limits of the car, so he'll gradually be getting more comfortable as well. And they're coming back straight now.
A very, very assured drive here from Cherryberry as they head up to Parabolica on the last lap, the last corner of the race, and Cherryberry powers his way down onto the straight here, and he's going to see the checkered flag, and Cherryberry has not made any mistakes in this race, and he's going to take a fantastic win here from Scuderia Sam. Another fantastic battle between these two. Scooter Sam comes across in second, wondering what might have been if he pitted a lap earlier. It might have been a different result, but we'll never know. And Alex CDL is going to be a little bit gutted about the incident earlier too, because he also could have won this race. These three have been very evenly matched on pace all race and through qualifying, and he does a lovely little side flip through the checkered flag. And Stuart Davis now comes across the line, and he's going to claim 4th position here, so a very good comeback drive after his initial chicane shenanigans. And Crazy Stupot, as ever, a fan favourite, coming through to take 5th position here. And now we see D-Man 221 powering out of Parabolica onto the straight, taking 6th, so he's defeated Unfixed Throne, who's going to finish 7th as long as he doesn't mess up Parabolica here, with Baz the Ninja hot on his heels in 8th position. There's Baz the Ninja, and that's the way they're going to finish, I think, 7th and 8th for those two, with of course Big Bad Wolf, who is having a cup of tea in the pit lane. And Stuart, a great race.
Yeah, fantastic race, brilliant, and looking forward to what happens next time out.
Yeah, join us next time.